morning, everybody.
Morning.
Yeah, everybody look at Greg's beautiful tie.
It's
He's
my
all
Christmas
in the
time.
Christmas spirit.
Yes. Made for me by a home ec class many, many years ago when I was teaching.
You actually made that.
No. A home ec class in the high school I taught in made it.
That. Oh,
And as
I
part
was
of a
gonna
fundraiser,
say,
so I bought it.
I was going to be impressed that you were sewing. Do you sew?
No, I don't.
No, you know.
I sew, do not sew.
Do you not sew? Good morning, everybody. I see Hillary's here. Afternoon for you. Betsy, Chris, Janet.
Hang an Orange Crush. Gotta love it.
Janine, listening to Chicago, driving to Chicago. Couldn't add for Bello. We love that. Betsy Co has the cutest picture in the photos of the week. Did you see her picture?
I saw all 18 of them. I'm trying to, I can't remember which one was Betsy's
though. The cutest. It was.
Okay. There were some cute ones. There were some nice ones there.
There's always cute ones.
Yeah.
But right. Betsy always, we don't know why. I don't know why I love her so much. I love everybody's, but.
Well, you're good that you remember that. Who
I was looking at them this morning, so. Merry holidays to everybody before we head into the next 2 weeks. I've already notified WikiTree that I will be at this time next Saturday morning with my family having brunch and getting ready to go into the wild melee of present openings. So nice. I personally will not be here. No. I have a feeling Greg may be.
I'll be in the middle of my 4th or 5th mass that I've been playing for within 24 hours. Woo-hoo! And then coming home, having some lunch with my family, and then napping.
When are you opening your gifts?
We probably will open them in the afternoon when I get back from church.
Okay, because in Quebec, we have one of our sons' family is in Quebec, and he goes over and he has Christmas in Quebec on Christmas Eve. So they do all
the opening at midnight,
right? Yeah. So that's fun. And then everybody's here Christmas morning, all of them. So that's fun. The other thing is, and Greg just pointed this out to me, that 7 days after Christmas is New Year's Day. Now, I don't know how many of you will actually be awake in the morning on New Year's morning, but I probably, I don't know what will happen on New Year's Day.
That's right.
Football will be happening, but not at 10 in the morning. But I don't think we're going to be here. So we're going to be going 2 weeks. And then the third week, the next weekend in January, you will see us, our bright and beautiful faces back here. Unless Aon or Chris calls me and says, no, you got to be there on January 1st. And I don't know what I would look like if I were here. So I'm saying we won't be.
Would you be WikiTree orange or WikiTree green?
Oh, that, yeah. Let's see. Chris says he's going to be opening presidents and doing presidents. That's so funny. You would think I would have said senators because
that's right. That's right. Opening presidents.
Chris is going to be opening presents and doing a call with his brother and his family somewhere.
Morning, Kathy.
Oh no, Chris Ferriello just called Chris Whitten a Scrooge. Ooh, it's not Chris. Chris doesn't have anything to do with this. I want Christmas, and that's why I'm.
Hey, John.
Hey, Jory. Hey, John Tyner. Mm-hmm. And Jean, tearing myself away from Louise Penny. Oh my goodness, which one are you reading right now?
Who's Louise Penny?
You don't know who Louise Penny is?
I don't.
She's a Canadian author who writes mystery thrillers about the town of Three Pines, Quebec.
Oh.
And the 3 pines were planted in the village so that the loyalists coming across would be able to know the safe place, that they were safe once they got across the border. It's a mythical place, but people still try and find it. It's over between us and Montreal somewhere.
Wow.
So, yeah. I got a Louise Penny book for Christmas. Don't tell anybody I know that.
Neat.
Anyway, so yeah, thanks. It's so good to see everybody. And right off the bat, we can go into our question of the week. Because I know that is what everybody wants to see. Let's see. What are the genealogical gifts that you have on your wish list? Had some interesting answers to that one. Of course, the top of the list is the 1890 census, and that's for the U.S.
For the U.S.
And for me, I think it would be the all of the documents burned up in Ireland in the
Me too.
1921 fire or whatever. That would be a big one for me.
Yeah.
So I would add to this list finding all of those lost things. That was a big theme in today's question of the week. A lot of people wanted to know things that are completely lost to them. So the 1890 census is a good way to start that. She says, failing that, to find out where the heck Grandpa ran off to when he walked out on his life. Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
That was in 1892. That's from Nan Starjack.
Yeah.
Claire Pearson says, it would be a wonderful Christmas and or New Year gift for me to find out what became of Bridget Moline Sweeney, born 1819 in Ballingarry, after her husband, Coast Guard Daniel Sweeney, was drowned. So that would be interesting to find out for Claire. Don't forget to vote up these great questions and answers when you go through these. Vote up some of these answers. Give these people a little, hey, thanks for posting that. 3 gifts on Kathy Nava. Okay. A subscription to all the paid sites. That would work for me. To be able to talk to my biological paternal great-grandmother and grandfather for 2 hours about their parents. Now, there are other people that said they only wanted an hour.
Oh, she wants 2 hours.
Yeah, and I'm like, you're going to have that opportunity and you only want 1 hour or 2 hours? I mean, for me, I would want to spend a week with them.
I know, yeah, because an hour goes fast.
I want them to feed me. You know, I want to taste. I want to taste their cuisine. I want to work the cows or do whatever. See, to be able to receive as many books about genealogy mysteries as possible. Number 1 on the list are the books by Nathan Dillon Goodwin. I'm reading them through the library. Now, somebody else on the list has the Nathan Dillon Goodwin books as well.
I'm in the middle of the Sterling Affair right now.
Are you?
So good.
That was, where was that one? There we are.
It's near the end, but it's not the last one.
There,
that's the one I'm reading. Yep.
I got to get the whole thing up here.
Look at that.
I have every book that Nathan Dillon Goodwin has written. He also has 2. He has one that's online only on his website. That's like a little in between one or 2 of the books. Like the man doesn't have enough to do writing the books. He's got to write little.
Yeah, that's right.
And the other ones is in the last book, which was the Foundlings. After this book, you can go online and play kind of a game where you do this or that. You answer yes or no, and you go one way or another way, and you try and get to the end. Let's see if I can figure out what that means. And it's the very beginning is in here.
Like choose your own genealogical adventure.
Yeah, it is. Wow. I'll tell you what it says. So that we had a couple of people say that they wanted to find, here we go. Morton in lockdown. Want to know what Morton got up to during lockdown. Want to solve a mini case with him.
Nice.
Then have a read of Morton in lockdown, an exclusive interactive web-based story that you can get on his NathanDillonGoodwin.com website. And there's the first of it.
Very cool.
Yeah, making sure I'm not giving anything away by
that's right.
The page. There we go. So if you want to go check that out. So that was a couple of people asked for Nathan Dillon Goodwin's.
Neat.
Now, I only brought enough that I could hold with 2 hands. There's way more. But if you don't know Nathan Dillon Goodwin's books, he's got a series on the Morton Ferrier mysteries, and the new ones are on the Venator cold case files.
Yes, that was a good one. That was the first one I read, actually.
Yeah.
And then I liked it so much I wanted to read the second, but the second hasn't been written. So I thought, well, maybe I'll go back and see what else he's done.
He's writing the second one, I think.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I can't wait to see it. And I actually sent Nathan a copy of a couple of these things yesterday. He and his family are actually in, where were they? They're on their way to Austria to ski. And I think they were in France. And he sent me a picture of them at the table having dinner. And I told him, I said, people are asking for your books for Christmas. And he was so excited. So order those books, people. Let's see. all the Nathan Dillon Goodwin books.
Yeah.
And then a DNA test kit for ancestry.
Mm-hmm.
I was on page 1. That was from Kathy Namath. At the very top of Judy Aiden's list is Mayflower Families Through 5 Generations, Volume 15. So books are definitely on the genealogist list this week. My 2 first cousins, 1 generation removed, would actually send me the family photos that they've told me for the past 2 years they would send in emails.
Teasing.
Alexis, if you had given me their phone number, we would have called them live on the show for you. Alexis, we would do that for you.
Oh.
Let's see. And then
Big Book of Answers.
The Book
Is that a
of
real
Answers.
thing?
What's that? Yeah.
Is that a real thing? The Big Book of Answers?
It's full of sources that will answer many questions. What was the maiden name of William McCullen's life? Where and when did they marry? M. Ross has a whole list here. Where and when in Ireland was Michael Shaughnessy born? Now, we have this group of people on G2G that are integrators. So they like take the information that you find out and they post it into the profiles that they belong to. So when somebody says, I need help finding this information, then somebody will say, hey, yeah, I found this information for you. The integrators do that. So my question is, can we get people to actually do the research for some of these for M. Ross? That would be fun to go and find her thing and look for her Henry Lilo and see if we can find his father for her. Wouldn't that be fun? We could actually be Santa.
That would be nice. Yes, like Secret Santas.
Yeah. Tommy Buck. Is Tommy in here yet?
I stopped looking. I haven't seen him yet. Let me just see. Scrolling through.
We have a new member, Cheryl. Hey, Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl.
We love having you come in live. Yay. We would have a WikiTree Secret Santa. Chris, organize it, man. Get it going. Okay. So, Family Tree DNA bundle from Tommy Buck. And a bundle would be Big Y700, Family Finder, and a full mitochondrial sequence. I'm all for that. 2 witches from Dieter Lawrence. A son of my paternal grandfather's youngest brother passed away a few weeks ago, and his son found in his inheritance a lot of original papers, old pictures, and old family Bible. I hope to manage to view these documents and copy them accordingly. And he's made his first contact with that person.
Nice.
I have found a granddaughter of a sister of my paternal grandfather in Hamburg through my brother, who has collected old family documents. That's kind of like an A.J. Jacobs thing. Yeah. My brother's first cousin's sister's husband.
That's right.
Yeah. That's a good one, Dieter.
That's right. And he's done a lot of great work on the WikiTree challenges.
Yes, he has. Dieter's a monster. He's a challenge monster.
Yeah, that's right. So he'd love this stuff. That'd be perfect for him.
Janine wants DNA kits for her grandchildren. I have 4 and all 3 of my children have done one. How fun would that be? Let's see. Ancestry kits. Do my dad's from Susan Pearson. Roger Strong. It's obviously not possible, but the opportunity to talk to my oldest paternal ancestor for an hour. Again, why only an hour?
Why just an hour? Why limit it?
I want to live with them for a week.
Well, they just didn't want to be too greedy. They thought maybe they'll give me an hour.
You think I'm greedy?
No.
Did you say I was greedy? Did you hear that, you people?
No, it's just I think they're thinking that. I don't know.
The Mayflower Society acceptance would be nice for June. We agree, June. So you've sent all your stuff in and haven't heard yet, or are you in the process? Virginia Fields wants a scanner and organizer fairy to visit so that she could awake Christmas morning and find that all of her scan stacks are done.
Like the shoemaker's elves, right?
Yeah, I don't have a scan stack. I have a scan room.
Oh, man.
This whole office is full of stuff I could scan. Woo! That's why I love the Scanathon, because it actually made me scan some stuff. Let's see. To find out what happened to my paternal grandfather, William Benningfield, after he was released from San Quentin in 1949. I'm glad to hear he was released and then he didn't try and swim. Oh, San Quentin's the other one. Find my find the mother of my maternal great-great-grandfather, Robert Bull. Really, people, let's see if we can do a Christmas miracle for these people. Yvonne, let's see. I know this is a frivolous answer from Dot Dunlap, but every year since I've been doing genealogy, I ask my 2 brilliant sons for a time machine. Why have brilliant children if they can't do that for you?
Exactly. Yeah.
What's up with that?
That's the point.
My grandfather, my great-great-grandfather's origins. I'm 60, and I want to know where Charles W. Howe comes from. These people are giving us information. Go to their profile, click back until you find Charles Howe. Let's see if we can get some answers for these people. I'm putting out a Saturday morning challenge. We're not going to be back.
Meg's Wiki Challenge.
No, Saturday morning challenge, Christmas challenge. There we go. We'll be back in 3 weeks, and we'll come back to this and see if anybody found anything.
Sounds very cool.
3 wishes from PR that I could find out my grandfather, that I could find out where my dad's grandfather went, and with whom he left his son. And that my younger brother would take a DNA test to help solve the 2 issues above. That's a good one. And here's another one for Nathan Dillon Goodwin. The 5 books, the latest 5 books. And that's what I actually did. I actually have the latest 5 books out here. So
yeah, because there's like 10 altogether, isn't there now?
Yeah.
9 or 10?
I think she wants the mysteries. And this is that's the Venator one, the Chester Creek murder.
Yes.
Yeah. It goes, I have them all in order. I'm so obsessive compulsive like that.
So I read them on ebook. So
you have them on ebook?
Yeah, I do.
There's something about holding a book, smelling it. You could get high just on the smell of a book. Get high on life. Let's see. Having worked my tree since 73, my stubborn wall has been a paternal great-grandfather. 2 years ago, I discovered a probable name from a small newspaper clipping from 1864, where my great-grandmother had summoned him for child maintenance. I thought the wall was down. Apparently, there's no trace of him after that date. The name stated was Thomas Bulwer. I'm thinking Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah, I know.
But 1864 clipping. You wonder if maybe he was enlisted somewhere and didn't make it through the war.
There's somebody who didn't work very well.
Yeah. Let's do this Christmas challenge. The 1776. Some of these we can't physically do, like the 1890 census.
Yeah.
Somebody wants the Blaine Bettinger's book, or is that that's the other one? That's
it's not Diane's, is it?
Yeah, no, not Diane's. That's now I gotta fix this. I gotta fix this. I gotta look it up. It is.
We'll take a moment here while we do
Here we go. And I know who. Okay, there we go. Debbie Parker Wayne. I'm sorry, Debbie. I know who you are, and I know that you wrote this great book. I have it. Apologies. Debbie Parker Wayne's book. And time. That was another big one. And the question of the week was time. Time to do all the research that has yet to be done. Time to go back and ask the questions of the people who have died and who had the answers to the questions I didn't ask and the stories I didn't retain. If you have an older generation in your family that you need to talk to them. That's my Christmas gift to you. While you're hanging out at the table, get a piece of paper and pencil and write down what they're saying. Yeah. Do it.
Or record it if they don't mind having the, just put on the recording app and just say, tell me some stories.
My sister recorded my grandparents in 1983 and sent that recording to my brother and I 20 years after they passed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. And
to hear their voice again?
Yeah. But the weirdest thing is their house. She did it at their house. Okay. And when you leaned on their kitchen table, it squeaked. And you can hear my grandfather leaning on the kitchen table, and you can hear the table squeaking. And the regulator clock on the wall in the stairwell, you can hear it clicking. Oh, it's just wonderful to be just transported.
It just took you right back, eh?
It did. Took me. That was my time machine. So that's the question of the week.
Very cool.
That is, yeah. Janine says that she does audiobooks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How about a Brick Wall Christmas Challenge channel in Discord? Kathy, go for it.
That sounds excellent.
Go for it, and I will keep track of stuff.
Right. And Chris, apparently when I was talking about Secret Santa, Chris already had that idea, and he cursed me for stealing his ideas. So, Chris, you
know, there is a delay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So that means you probably had it first.
Okay. Well, between Chris and Kathy, they can run that Discord channel, and I think everyone else joining in, that would be great. Well, because this is the last week of the 2021 WikiTree challenges. Yeah. So as of Wednesday, all of those WikiTree challengers will be unemployed. So
here we go. I'm going to add this to the stream real quick. James Tanner is the final one.
Mm-hmm.
And he is a blogger and an author, and so that's the next one. So tune in Wednesday night to check out James Tanner. Or are they working on James already? Wait a second.
Yes, they are.
Yep. So check in on Wednesday night to see the end of it. And then the first one for next is for, let's see, here we go, Jimmy Wales. Does anybody on here know who Jimmy Wales is?
Oh, sorry.
Anybody? Come on. Give us some answers here. Anybody know who this fella is? Well,
Does Hillary know?
What's that?
Does Hillary know?
I don't know if Hillary knows.
Because of Wales?
Oh, because of Wales. That's funny.
Sorry.
And she lives up near where Will and Kate lived.
Oh.
Yeah, not far. Ah,
there we go.
Got it. Oh, wait, Hillary got it.
Know. Yeah.
Hillary got it. Great. Creator of Wikipedia. He is our first challenge person for this coming year. So there you go. I'm going to take that down.
Mm-hmm.
Hillary, Janet Isles, and Kathy Nava were right on top of that. 1, 2, and 3. And your prize for guessing that is
yes.
In 3 weeks you get to hang out with Craig and I again. It's not hard. Oh wait, will you be around in 3 weeks, Greg?
I think I will.
Or will Sarah be back?
Well,
we don't know the answers to these questions. Ooh.
Could be. I don't know.
So I'll be here.
You'll be there. Okay, good. Someone will be here. Mags and mystery guest, mystery host.
All right.
Okay.
Greg, over to you, man.
Would you like me to share my screen and we talk about the profiles of the week?
That sounds like something we might do.
We might do? Okay.
Just saying.
Okay, then. Let me share this screen here. Hey, did I do that or did you do that?
You did that.
I did that. I figured it out. Yay.
You figured out your mystery powers.
My mystery powers. There we go. Okay, so now this was a very educational week for me because the topic was U.S. senators, and being a Canadian citizen and never having studied U.S. government in detail, there was a lot of things I did not know. But the main profile of the week was Senator Bob Dole, and I have heard of Senator Bob Dole, and
he passed away.
He just passed away just recently, right? And that's the December 5th. Yeah, and he was from what I gathered from the news, what I knew going in was that he was a well-respected, well-loved in many circles, politician and military man, war hero, and that was sort of that's what I knew. But many of the details I didn't. But he was born in July 22nd, 1923, in Russell, Kansas, where he passed away as well in Russell, Kansas. Son of Doran Ray Dole and Bina Marie Talbot. What is kind of neat, I didn't realize that, but it looks like all of the senators, politicians have this at the top, the outline of how they served and what they served. So he was a U.S. representative as well as a senator. from 61 to 68, and then 69 to 96. A nice little palindrome there, 69 turning into 96. And
only a mathematician would love to notice that. So,
you know, I'll be making those connections whenever I find them. He was a high school athlete, and he served in World War II. He did an amazing number of missions. I think it was 150 or something like that. It was, or am I thinking of a different? Anyways, he got married in New Hampshire in 1948. Attorney, politician, and then vice presidential nominee, and ran for the Republican presidential nominee, but didn't. He didn't run in the actual election though. So that's what I gathered about him.
Kansas, nice profile. Good work on that profile, people.
Yeah, nice. And then the next one, Edward Brooks. So I learned something that I asked Megs about before we started the live cast, and I'm just going to throw it out there. So if you look at Edward Brooks, who was born in 1919 in Washington, D.C., son of Edward William Brooks Jr. So this is Edward William Brooks III is the senator. His father would have been the second or junior. So presumably Edward's grandfather would have been the original Edward William Brooks. And his mother was Helen C. Selden. He died in 2015. So he made it to almost 100. So he would have been in his 96th year when he passed away. So that was very impressive. But looking at the banner,
I love that there's somebody in here that can do math early on Saturday. I love mathing.
Mathing is great. Yes. So looking at his banner, he served as a senator from 67 to 79 for Massachusetts. And I hadn't noticed this on Bob Dole's banner, but this one and many of the other ones that we'll get to say that he's a Class 2 senator. And so I was confused by that. And so I'm wondering how many people know what they mean by a Class 2 senator.
We'll ask that question. I did not know, but it makes sense to me now that I know.
Yes.
What is the class system for senators?
Yes.
There you go. We'll look at those answers. And no, you can't Google it. Just know it.
The answer comes up if you Google it, but I'm wondering how many people actually knew before you Googled it
that there were classes.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
So Greg and I just had this whole conversation before.
That's right. Yeah. So do you want me to wait while they answer?
I guess so. Yeah, because we'll be seeing it on others. Greg schooled me on U.S. civics. How about that?
There's a lot I don't know, but that little piece I did learn. So you know, it was a learning experience. So he became the first. What's that?
It's a short but sweet.
It is short, but he was the first African American popularly elected to the United States Senate. So when it says popularly elected, I imagine that means that there may have been a previous African American who was appointed.
I'm not sure. I think that after the Civil War that there may have been some, and I don't know about how the election. I don't know what the election statuses were for some of the people that were in right after, but I don't know. I don't understand that. I don't know about appointments and things like that.
Yeah, but a nice first.
Yes, very nice first.
Yeah, and buried in Arlington National Cemetery.
As was Bob Dole.
Yeah, that pops up a lot. There's a number of our profiles of the week. People are buried there. So, do we have any? We don't have any guesses yet about what a class is.
No.
So shall I enlighten them?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I found out that a senator's term is 6 years. And many of you would think, okay, that's common knowledge. Well, it wasn't exactly common knowledge up here in Canada. I would have guessed 4. I would have been wrong. It's 6. But in your constitution, at one point, they decided that senators because they're they're appointed for 6 years. Every state has 2 senators. You wouldn't want a state to have 2 senators reelected, go up for reelection in the same year. So they divided the senators into three batches. So 3 classes, like 3 classes in school. It's not like upper class, lower class. It's just class 1, 2, and 3. And so a third of those senators get elected in 1 year, and then 2 years later, another class gets elected, and then another 2 years. So what did I just tell you? Class 2 was the most recent election where the class 2 senators. And so in 2022, when you have yet another election coming up for senators and other officials, the class 3 senators will be elected. So that's how it works.
And Donald Lindgren says that the senators used to be selected by state governors.
Ah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So there may have been previous African-American senators, but Edward was the first one elected.
Nice.
Nice. Very cool. So next, Margaret Chase.
14th cousins, 4 times removed.
Very cool. Margaret Madeleine Chase Smith, born in Skowhegan, Somerset, Maine.
She looks like a senator.
Yes, I actually found a YouTube video that pronounced Skowhegan for me, so I could pronounce it properly.
I'm impressed.
And did you know that Skowhegan is in the middle of Maine? It's not on the coast, so it is a
landlocked.
It's landlocked, and it's got a paper. I believe it has a mill, and there was a whole YouTube documentary about the difficulties in some of these not inner cities inside, that are where industries are failing and whatnot. And
nice. Well, not nice, but
no, yeah.
Judy Stutz says that upon establishment of a U.S. state, that the senators and representatives were selected.
Right.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and there's a criteria for that. And when the 51st state, if you get to 51 states, then, because currently class 1 has 33, class 2 is 33, and class 3 has 34 senators. So if you get a 51st state, then you'll have 34 in each. So it'll be nice and even. So it'll be very symmetrical.
Yep.
Anyways, back to Margaret. Born in 1897, died in 1995. So look, she was in her 98th year.
Wow.
That's pretty amazing.
And she was on Face the Nation with Eleanor Roosevelt.
Wow. Very cool. She married Clyde Smith, and she, I believe, if I recall correctly, she worked as an executive assistant to her husband. And then when he passed away, she took his seat.
That happens a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Am I reading? It was here on the, yeah, here it is. After serving 3 years, Smith, her husband, suffered a heart attack. And the day before his death in 1940, he asked his constituents to elect his wife as his successor.
Wow.
That's what. And then she went on to greatness. There's a great quote in here. Yes, I love this. She also had a fine wit. In 1952, when asked what she would do if she woke up in the White House, she replied, "I'd go straight to Mrs. Truman and apologize, and then I'd go home." Isn't that great?
That is great.
And then I go home. I thought that is where
the door hit me on the way out.
Oh, and kudos to the WikiTree profiler for putting that in there, because that is so cool.
That is cool.
Anyways, way to go. That quote alone makes me like this person. So.
Yes. The next one you're going to have fun with.
Oh, yes. Okay. Jean-Noël Détraillant, or also known as Détour, because he lived in Tours at one point. the son of Jean-Baptiste Honoré d'Étretat and Jeanne-Catherine de Gauvry. So he was born in New Orleans, Louisiana, but his parents came from France. And look at New Orleans at that point was part of New France. So New France being all of the French colonies in the Americas at that time. Because at that point in 1759, all of what is now known as Quebec, and I guess even parts of Ontario, were part of Canada, New France. So when you when we are intentional about putting the right locations and how they were called, you can't just say New France to mean Quebec. You have to say which province of New France. And so we were in. Anyways, I digress.
We're getting a Canadian civics lesson now.
That's right. So there was parts of New France that were down in Louisiana as well, New Orleans.
And at the same time, the U.S. claimed it all the way up too. So that was.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, hence the issue. So Jean Nouvel was what was interesting. So he started off his political career as a speaker for the Orleans Territorial House. So this would be before Louisiana became a state. He was the speaker. Now I'm wondering if what I don't know is, like, I know there was a lot of French speakers in Louisiana, partly because of the Acadian diaspora, and that's where a lot of the Acadians were shipped to or escaped to stay safe. But was it a mix of English and French, or would they have?
It was a mix of English and French, only because of the locality, but it was a French territory. So,
it was a French territory.
Yeah.
So
until they got bamboozled.
Oh, so it would have been. He would have been called. It would have been called Orléans then. That's how you would have pronounced it instead of Orleans.
And now it's pronounced Orleans. New Orleans.
Oh, yeah. I don't know can't do the drawl. It's fun to hear though.
Yeah.
Served during the War of 1812, and then he was I believe he was one of the first senators when Louisiana became a state.
And he had lots of babies.
Yes, 14.
14.
That is crazy. Yeah. So, very interesting.
Who's next?
Who is next? Everett Dirksen, son of Johann Friedrich Dirksen and Antje Eelts Conradi Dirksen. Born in Illinois in 1896 and died in Washington, D.C. in 1969. Ooh, again, the palindrome 9669. Very cool.
Means you live a long life if you're a senator.
Yeah. Yeah. He was a senator for 18 years, so 3 terms in Illinois. And he had an identical twin brother, which is very cool. His father died when he was only 10. Then his mother ran the household. Left school before high school, but continued. Oh, his brother left before high school, before finishing, but Everett continued. And then he worked in a corn refining company, joined the U.S. Army, which took him to South Carolina. And then in 27 began his political career, where he ran for a seat on the Pekin City Council. I always want to say Peking when I see that, but I guess it's not.
He was at Fort Jackson the same time as my grandfather was at Fort Jackson.
Oh.
I wonder, I have to look and see if they were in the same unit.
Huh. Wouldn't that be cool?
That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
Let's see.
So that's Stephen.
You are hitting your microphone and it is hurting my ears.
Oh no. What is that? I wonder, is that when I click?
I don't know.
What is it? Okay, well, I'll try not to. You did mention that before, so maybe I will have to put earbuds in.
11th cousin 8 times removed.
Okay. Okay, so Stephen Arnold Douglas, born in 1813 in Brandon, Vermont, died in 1861 in Chicago. So he died younger than many of our other senators that we've profiled. What I found interesting about him, okay, he was a Democratic senator, and he's famous for debating Abraham Lincoln. So he was around during that time. Was elected to the House of Representatives, 1836 to 1840. So before he became a senator, he was a Mason. Changed his spelling from Douglas with 2 S's to Douglas with 1 S. So I find that interesting personally, because Douglas is my biological last name, and the original Douglas spelling in Ireland was 2 S's, and some of the Douglases kept the 2 S's, but I think it was my grandfather dropped one of the S's, and so my biological father only had 1 S in his last name. But
Paul,
I looked, and
Paul Galloway wants to know what's the subject this morning. Paul, we don't know what the subject is. We're actually reviewing the stuff that has happened over the last week, and we're talking about. We're going to be looking at profiles for U.S. senators right now. Those are the people being identified because Bob Dole died last week, and we did the question of the week, and then we're going to move on very shortly, I hope, pictures of the week.
Okay, I'll move this around. With this senator, the thing that jumped out, because the Lincoln connection, there was one thing here about he initially endorsed the Dred Scott decision. So I had to do some reading up on that, because I'd heard the phrase Dred Scott before, but I didn't know what it referred to. And I knew it had something to do with politics and African Americans. So when I read up on it, it is not good. And it was basically,
a slave that had resided in a state or U.S. territory for a certain amount of time, could never become citizens.
That's right, because there was the Supreme Court. There was one of the Supreme Court justices had said this was the worst, the worst decision we've ever made, biggest black eye. So he initially endorsed that, but obviously reversed his decision, because then he was pro-union. And when the Civil War broke out, he rallied his supporters to the Union cause. And then died of typhoid fever.
John Tyner doesn't have a question. He has a comment. He lives in Ireland, right?
Yes, he does.
And his aunt's married name is Douglas with 1 S.
Ah, interesting.
Just letting you know.
Yeah, thank you. Well, so my Douglases go back to Ireland, but I searched on this profile, and his go back to the 1600s in England. So I don't think we're actually connected. John Glenn.
There you go with the mic again there, Greg.
Oh, yeah, so it is the clicking. Okay. Yeah, oh yeah, that would do it.
John Glenn is my 16th cousin, 2 times removed. Are you guys related to any of these people? Nobody's showing me.
Mm-hmm. So John Glenn, very famous as an astronaut, and then went into politics as well. And then
his daughter just went up on Blue Origin.
Ah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he went into space again. And at that point, when he went into space the second time, he was the oldest person to be in space. But now, since then,
did William Shatner, 92.
Yeah, I think so, because he returned to space in 98. He was born in 21. So he would have only been 77. So William Shatner beat him. But at the time, he had the record. it's like all these Olympic records. For a time, you're the one on the top, and then someone beats you.
Wasn't there a lady on William Shatner's flight though that was higher? I think so. I'd have to look and see.
Okay.
I'm gonna look that up.
Let's see. Okay. Senator Daniel Ken Inouye from Hawaii.
William Shatner.
Son of Taro Inouye and Kame Inouye.
He doesn't have the little template on his.
No, that's interesting. I didn't notice that before. I mean, the profile is very nice and how it's laid out.
Mm-hmm.
He did military service and then served as a senator from 1963 to 2012. The first person to hold that position from Hawaii. So again, another Hawaii became
from 1963 to 2012. That is a long time to be in a job.
It is a long time, yeah. And he was a number of people when he passed away in 2012. A number of high-profile people talked at his honored him. President Obama and Presidents Obama and Clinton, Vice President Biden, Speaker of the House. And his body was laying in state in Washington as well as back in Hawaii.
Nice.
So he was obviously well respected.
Next guy is John P. Jones.
John P. Jones.
I am not familiar with him. He's from Nevada.
Okay.
And I'm not related to him.
Oh, okay. Born in Hertfordshire, England, and died in Los Angeles, 1829. Served from 73 to 1903, so 30 years.
Wow.
Okay. Went to California in the gold rush. Now, this is an interesting profile because the first, it's sort of the same information twice, but there's no dividing there. The one, it just says he went to the California in the gold rush. And the second one, it said basically he went to California for the gold rush, but he came from Ohio up through the Great Lakes, through the Welland Canal, sailed around the world basically.
Yeah.
Like that seems like a really, must have been an easier way to do that.
And it would how much longer would it have been? It probably would have been a lot safer to go that route than to go across the territories.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
I guess. Seems
John
strange.
Glenn is from June Butka's area. Hey, Stephen Tomasowitz.
There we go. So the last two, I'm just going to show them quickly, are ones that people are probably more familiar with. Ted Kennedy, brother of President John F. Kennedy, and famous politician. Even us Canadians know about him, but his biography is very, very short. It has there's a link to an article on Wikipedia, and then the biographical directory from the Congress, which gives all the details of his postings and appointments. So there's lots of information there, but none of it is actually on WikiTree. And since he's actually passed away, that surprises me.
Like, we probably need to do some work on him.
Yeah. So, and then Rand, whose first name actually is Randall Howard Paul, was his name he was born with. But he is, everyone else connected to him is privates, so they're still living, and he himself is still living. So that doesn't surprise me that his profile is fairly short as well. He,
though, is from the area where the tornadoes struck last week in Kentucky.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Okay. Over to you for the...
You want me to do... I gotcha. 100%.
Okay.
Look at this, Alexis Nelson.
Oh, nice.
Photos of the week are Christmas or the holidays. So any holiday. And the very first one is Alexis Nelson with her granddaughter, Clarice. Isn't that just great? And
Very
look
nice.
at that Christmas scene.
Wow.
That's great. Then let's scroll on down here. Sister visiting Santa. And this is from Robin Shawls. They don't look very happy.
Oh no.
about visiting Santa. The Robin actually looks a little scared.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're pretty young.
they are young. There's a really cute one down a ways that I
Yeah.
can't wait for.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that's
Somebody is
sweet.
very excited to be decorating the tree. That's from Pat Miller. I think that is Pat. In 1953, Pat is helping with the tinsel, maybe. I don't know if I could do my fingers that way, the way
Yeah,
they do the
really.
left hand. That's so fun. She's so
There we
excited.
go.
Yeah, saying she loves everybody. Oh, let's go down. This is a really cool one. I have participated for 3 years, so I hope I'm not reusing this photo. We don't
Oh,
mind that at all. This is my grandma, Oma M. Allison Rammel, my great uncles, Harley Francis Allison and Dale Amelia Allison. Look at that place.
nice.
Now,
Wow.
that is a wood stove behind them.
That is kind of dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah, but it doesn't look like it's connected to a stovepipe or anything.
Hmm.
So it's just now those were often built in France and Quebec. My family actually has one of these stoves.
Oh.
And they're gorgeous. They're usually ceramic and enameled, and they're
Oh.
gorgeous. So that's a really beautiful picture of Billy Sims. And look at the old car.
Nice.
Yeah. Great. Oh, let's roll it on down. This is my mother-in-law. The baby is my husband, and this is in Toronto, and that's from Marion Ross or M.
Nice.
Ross. These are cute. My grandmother Mina was Father Christmas and handed out presents. I think she makes a good Santa. That's from Janet Gunn. I love that series of pictures and how you got that posted as a series.
Very neat.
Yeah.
Wow.
Here's an Easter picture with Joyce Vander Bogart. My sons did not go to see Santa Claus sit on his lap or order their presents. Instead, they went to see the Easter Bunny. Of course.
That's funny.
This is the picture. I think this should be the photo of the week. I'm going to have to vote this. I was born 11th of January, 1946 in Victoria, BC, and vaguely remember pulling at my harness. Now, you see the harness?
Yes.
If you're a parent and you ever had a kid who was a wild child, you wanted one of these harnesses. And he actually says, I remember vaguely pulling at my harness on the city sidewalk, trying to go my own way.
No.
That is just so cute. I love that picture.
That is great.
And he's pointing. He's like, "Get me away from these
people."
Yeah,
that's right.
So that's John Thompson. I love that. That's
nice.
my choice for pick of the week. Great photo of Christmas around 1985 in the living room of my parents' house. That's from Dieter Lawrence.
Nice.
Look at the upholstery and all of that gold. Yeah. That house was decorated in 1970, 72, 73. And here is a picture of Janine. Hello, Janine.
Oh.
Look at the mess they're making with all of that wrapping paper. Just look at that. So Janine and the two oldest children in 1984. That is a great picture as well.
Very cool.
Santa, I remember sitting with Santa in 1954 with my sister Marcia in the Frederick and Nelson store in Seattle, and that's from Gary Navis. That's a cute picture.
Neat.
Okay. Don't get freaked out by this. It took me a minute to figure out what this is. This is a room in an ice
hotel, right?
Ice hotel in Jukkasjärvi, but it doesn't say actually where.
Yeah, it's in Sweden.
Sweden or so that's from Jillian Luck. You would have to really have lots of covers for me to sleep.
Yeah.
There.
It looks beautiful.
It doesn't it?
Yeah.
And how do you keep the snow from getting down in the furry stuff? That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, my mother, Shelley Cumby, you're in big trouble. My mother for years hid this photo because it wasn't of her best side.
Oh no.
And let's see. Here is one from a cruise at Thanksgiving in Florida for Mary and Cerruti. There's a lighthouse there. The parents, the grown-ups table.
Oh, the grown-ups table, yes.
Yeah. That's
the late 50s. Okay. I was wondering when that was taken.
S. Davenport.
You know, it's so well done, like so well lit. I almost thought it's like a sitcom recreation or something.
Yeah.
You know, and I thought, is that Alfred Hitchcock at the head of the table there? And
well, you know, I'm always looking for reflections in windows or people looking out of windows. I'm thinking that if you could get this camera, this picture, and look hard enough, there's a corner unit. I bet you could see who's taking the photograph in the reflection of the doors there. Cool. Let's see. My parents, they're home in Norwich, England, 1961, and that's from Christine Frost. How about that? And that's her cousin. And here's a cute picture. Don't know for sure if this is a studio portrait, was taken around Christmas, the holiday, but the backdrop certainly suggests that time of year.
Right.
Frank Ray and Arthur McLean, about 1890. So how cute.
Yeah. Now, so those are guys, right?
Yeah.
Little boys.
I
remember on a previous one you talked about that they used to do that, right?
Yeah, the boys used to get dressed in dresses. I have pictures of my grandfather in dresses when he was little. And that was 1912 or so. 1967, my brother Mike and me, what a mess we have created. Looks a lot cleaner than Janine's house. Just saying.
Yeah, I was looking at that too, and I thought that doesn't look messy.
No, Deborah Campbell. And look at this.
Oh, I love that.
Betsy Coe. Betsy, you have the best photographs often.
Okay.
So did they have that bell around your neck to warn them because you were sneaking around trying to figure out what Santa was doing? Betsy?
Christmas is awesome. Yes, it is, Betsy. That's great.
And here's one from Kathy Nava, my uncle Tiki. So she used to brag that her uncle was Santa. That's her Uncle Tiki. Isn't that great with her youngest daughter? Neat. Let's see. And there's just one more or two more. This is Christmas 1950s with Kathy Nava. That's her parents. And I think that's the last one.
That's it.
Woo!
Woo! We made it.
We barely.
Sorry, I went all along there.
I love that you're going the deep dive into these
well, especially the topic this week is one I didn't know much about at all. And some of the names I sort of knew a little bit about, I'd heard of, but
I probably wasted too much time talking about Nathan.
I love that. So, I can't complain.
So, and are you trying to scare the children, Chris?
Oh no,
Kathy, Santa's gonna steal you.
Oh no.
And he also did say Norman Rockwell Christmas. Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, I love looking at all of your pictures and your stuff. Have a great holiday season if you celebrate. If you've just finished your celebration, I hope it was great. Greg, I will send you lots and lots of good thoughts on Christmas Day because I know you are going to be very busy.
I know.
Doing music.
And then the next day is a Sunday. So again, you can't even take Boxing Day off. I have to go back to church again.
Mathematicians are often musicians as well. Because music is like math. Yeah. So have a good holiday season. We will see you not this weekend, not next weekend, but the weekend after that. We'll see you next year.
We'll see you next year.
We will. Have a great time. And let me see if I can find something to play us out of here.
Okay.
What should we play out of here? Here, we'll just do this one. You guys have a good holiday.
Yeah.